Well, now that we're driving the Buzz, it's time to talk about range, because this long wheelbase version does actually get a bigger battery than the standard 5-seat version. So this one has 86 kilowatt hours compared to the 77 kilowatt hours of the standard car, and that does give it more range. Not a huge amount more, 470 kilometers officially compared to 420 kilometers for the standard Buzz, because ultimately it has to deal with a lot of extra weight and a lot of extra bulk. This is a 2.7 ton car, certainly is with me in it anyway. So it is big and heavy. But actually, the range turns out to be very, very good. I'm getting a pretty reliable 420 kilometers out of a full charge, and that's with a lot of motorway driving. I reckon you could potentially get 440, maybe even 450 if you were a little bit more careful and maybe spending a bit less time on 3-lane roads. Actually, where the Buzz is at its comfiest is on roads like this, which are between 80 and 100 kilometer an hour speed limits, and you can just roll easily along, reveling in that widescreen view out and in the tremendous comfort of the seats, helped by these very handy fold-away armrests. These are like captain's chairs, really. It's a very, very comfy car indeed. And that's in spite of a ride quality that gets a bit too bouncy at times as the springs and the dampers try to deal with all that weight and all that height. They do kind of have to give up occasionally and just let the car lurch around a bit, which is a shame. But for the most part, it's very smooth and very comfortable indeed. Very quiet too, as you would expect from an electric car. There is a bit more wind noise, of course, because you are sitting up higher and you've got these big van-style door mirrors, but nonetheless, it's a very comfortable and refined way to move around the country. And just to give you an idea of how genuinely good that range is, the day I picked this car up, I had a very busy day. I had to drive from Dublin to Wexford and back to Belfast all in one go. I stopped to do one quick top up to 80% on the way back, and I still made it home to Belfast with about 35% left in the battery. So it is, and that's mostly motorway cruising again. So it is a very, very efficient car, and that range really does stack up nicely in real world conditions. So yeah, it's kind of hard not to love the Buzz. It's just a very pleasant car. It just rolls easily along all day long. Again, that wonderful view out, that sense of having a big, roomy, spacious, practical car that's not an SUV. Yes, it's big and heavy, but it's not an SUV, and that to me is a crucial factor. It's an MPV. It makes the absolute most of its interior space and size. It's really clever in many areas. Now, yeah, okay, it is, as I said, big and heavy and therefore not as efficient as a smaller vehicle would be. But if you need the space, if you need the seats, if you need that versatility, I couldn't help but recommend this car. I really, really like it. It's gotten thoroughly under my skin this week. It's just